Welcome, Wines That Make Me Thirsty. I've got a non-vintage, but it's Blanc de Noirs from Champagne. And this is a wine that it's one of those real insiders wines. It's what they drink in Champagne. In an Australian tasting recently with Gourmet Traveller magazine, it was in the top 2 for Blanc de Noirs. And we have some really literate and knowledgeable champagne drinkers and judges in Australia. So if a good magazine gives it a high award, I'm impressed. So Pinot Noir, it's got that deep golden colour that comes from a little transfer of tannins, because Pinot Noir after all is a red grape. The nose, almond brioche, it's got almond pastries, it's got like croissant crust, there's a little bit of Vegemite-like character in the background, buttered bread, but what it also has is just concentration and class. It's not flabby or excessive in any way. It's full-bodied for Champagne, and it lands on the tongue full-bodied. It flows through to the middle, full-bodied and rich. Then it takes off, and the almond and the brioche characters and the croissant all start to take off. There's a lot of flavour as it leaves your mouth, and the acidity is quite delicate and is the last thing you taste about 30 seconds after swallowing it. So it has a real richness and a real obviousness. Champagne was, until 2005, the most famous wine for rappers to drink, and brands like Cristal got a large following amongst a different sort of American as a result of the rappers' recognition of it. Eventually, the chap in charge of Roederer, who make Cristal, was asked, what do you think of having your wine associated with the bling lifestyle, and would it hurt the Cristal brand? Mr. Roussard, who had the job at the time, said, that's a good question, but what can we do? We can't forbid people from buying it. Well, the rappers took great exception to the class comment that they saw that as. Today they drink a lot of Moscato, and Cristal is a lot more widely available around the world, and it's flowed through to all champagnes, because wines like this, of this quality, would have been the go-to for the uninformed. But because you've seen this and heard this today, you'll know that it's the go-to for the informed. And I can only say that the Blanc de Noirs Grand Cru from Champagne represents one of the pinnacles that I've ever tried of this style of wine. Does it make me thirsty? Makes me very thirsty.